Hello everyone. Thank you for watching another episode here at Investing with All I See is W. Today, I wanted to make this video to share with you my insights on tickers that I feel can add significant value to your investment portfolio. But before I begin, I'd like to inform you that the information I'll be sharing with you should be used as guidance information only, and any time when you make an investment decision, whether it's on a company stock, ETF, or a mutual fund, please do your own investment research and take my information as guidance information only. Let's get started. Now, ticker number one I wanted to share with you first is a biotech company that's based out in San Diego, and that's Sorrento Therapeutics by the ticker SRNE. This company is working on a wide range of different products, but just to focus on the items that really matter right now would be the COVID-19 product lines, and they have 7 pre-approved products right now that's being evaluated from a safety and efficacy standpoint to see whether they're antiviral treatments, they're diagnostic testing that can be done within 30 minutes and the color can change without having to send that into a lab, antiviral treatments, as well as cytokine therapy. So alone that just tells you there's 7 products, and of the 7 products for the COVID-19, there's 2 that is in emergency use authorization status with the Food and Drug Administration, at least for the United States. So if or when we hear EUA being accepted by the FDA, then Sorrento Therapeutics, the share price will definitely shoot up. And what I know is not only is the company working on trying to get approvals in the United States, but also it's trying to expand its global regulatory expansion into countries like Brazil. What I know is one of its 7 product lines, the Covishield, which is an antiviral treatment, that is likely going to get approved by Anvisa, which is the regulatory body in Brazil, to allow for hospitalized patients with the COVID-19 to leverage that medication. So that's a very good thing. And I feel like the fact that the company hasn't really got much gains on positive proceeds within the last 2 weeks, I feel like the opportunity will likely come, just knowing that there's 7 product lines and there will be milestones coming out, compared to like other companies that just might have like 1 product intended for the COVID-19. So this is why I like Sorrento Therapeutics, as well as its CEO, Henry Dree, who knows how to just lead and inspire the team. And I really like his attitude. And that's why I am, letting you all know the value add with Sorrento Therapeutics. And I feel like it can definitely hover up to its prior resistance value of $20. And if held long term, it can go up beyond that $30 share price range. Now, next up I wanted to share with you is RIGL Pharmaceuticals. This company is based out in South San Francisco. The ticker is RIGL with the small employee count size. But what they're working on is an actual medication intended for pneumonia for patients who have the COVID-19 and are experiencing onsets of pneumonia. What's surprising is that this company is hovering past through phase 1 clinical trials already, and it's currently in phase 2 clinical trials to evaluate its pre-approved drug product to unhealthy patients with the large-scale patient population to take its medication to see if it works. Now, I'm excited to see that this company's share price is trending in the right direction. Previously, the share price was hovering at $4 and it's been trending down, but the unique thing about its trend is that it's creating a cup form as opposed to other share price companies that are just going down. So to me, I feel like the risk is much lower in RIGL, while knowing that the volume is low as well. However, today the volume actually went up to like 2 million in buys and sales. So that just tells you that it's trending in the right direction. And when will it break the $3 share price range? I feel like that time will come definitely. And let's not exclude RIGL for what it's doing right now. Next up I wanted to share with you is a company that's unrelated to biotech, and it's more so on the telecommunications side, and that's Nokia. What is so unique about NOK, right? Well, what we learned in 2008, the company had its burning platform where it was competing against companies like Apple. And at that time, Apple released its iOS system. That really just took out Nokia. We also learned that there was the economy crash during 2008 and it wasn't able to sustain its business. For example, being able to sell the same amount of hardwares, as well as strategically planning to see how the company can make more money in the future. And I feel like in today's current state, Nokia has learned from its past experience, not focusing too much on hardware anymore, now just focusing more on telecommunications. And that's why we hear new initiatives in place to drive the advancement of 5G for Nokia into all different areas of the globe, and not specifically just in the Finland area, in the European area, where the goal is to make it saturated there. That was a problem that Nokia had back then as well. So now the company is going to learn to keep things in parallel, to expand from a global scale and not just have it concentrated in one location. And to me, the share price had gone up from like $5 down to like the $3-4 share price range, and this is a great buying opportunity to buy at the low 3-4s, and then just leaving your money there, parking it long term. If you have a propensity to invest and not have to consider pulling it out, then I think Nokia will be a great opportunity for telecommunications investments. And we know this is a big time competitor to like Broadcom, which is located in Santa Clara. And I just want to say Nokia can definitely make its run, but it's a company that will slowly pick up. So if you're a long-term investor, I feel like this is a great opportunity to deal with a company that can add value for you. Next up, I wanted to share with you is VBI Vaccines by the ticker VBIV. So this company is based out in Massachusetts, where it's working on a wide range of different vaccine therapies. For example, it has a cancer vaccine in place that's being studied for tumors. It has vaccines for the hepatitis B, which is in commercial use in Israel, and the plan is to get that rolling in Canada as well as tapping into the United States. It also is working on a COVID-19 vaccine right now that's not approved for use yet, but they're working on developing that while working with Canada to build up a robust program for COVID-19 for years to come, right? COVID-20, COVID-21, COVID-22. There will be different viruses that will be out there, and from a health standpoint, from a patient population standpoint, we need to prepare proactively, and I feel like this company is one to prepare well and be proactive, and that's why the share price will likely go up back to its prior resistance. Current share price is like high 2s and 3s. The fact that it was previously at $6, I feel like it can go up to that share price again once we hear milestones coming out from VBI Vaccines. Now, next up I wanted to share with you is VXRT by the ticker VXRT. This company is based in South San Francisco, where they're working on an oral pill medication for the COVID-19 vaccine. So rather than taking a shot for your vaccine, you're actually just drinking the pill medication. So right now, the company is in phase 1 clinical trials on 40 healthy patients, and it's going to be interesting to see the outcome of the phase 1 clinical trials, whether the pill is able to demonstrate safety, efficacy, and immunogenicity, because those are the requirements for phase 1 clinical trials. But to me, I feel like the share price can definitely hover up back to its prior resistance value. We know that the share price did go down to the low 4s. It popped back up to the 8, so that's 100% gain there. And now it's gone back to the $6. But can it go back up to 8? Definitely it can. And can it go back up to $17 share price range? I'm fully believing that it definitely will, just respect the time and the demand for the context of where we're at with the current market. Now that's VXRT, and I feel like this San Francisco-based company can do significantly well, given that it's the only company right now that's working on an oral pill medication for the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, and that's VXRT, and to me, I feel like it can go up back up to its double-digit share price range. Next up, I wanted to share with you is my favorite ticker, and that's INO Pharmaceuticals by the ticker INO. Why do I like this company so much? I like the CEO, Joseph Kim, because of his long tenure at the company. He's been with INO Pharmaceuticals for like more than 15-20 years, and the fact that he's still the leader there, who's the CEO, I'm sure he knows all the ins and outs of all the processes and the capabilities and potential that his DNA vaccines can bring for the public health. So for example, with the INO 4800, once the pandemic was released back in early February, that's when Joseph Kim bought more shares of his own company, and that's when I firmly believed in INO Pharmaceuticals, just following the footsteps of the CEO to see what his vision is. Because if you see a CEO doing that kind of thing, buying more shares of your own company, then that just tells you something, as opposed to being a high executive and you're selling shares. That right there just tells me there's hope in this company and that their product will likely demonstrate safety and efficacy profile all through the phase 1, 2, and 3 clinical trials. And that's why I'm a firm believer of the DNA immunotherapy products that INO has, and they also have the Syncon technology as well as DMAB, which is unrelated to how INO 4800 was made, but that was made within 3 hours using its own software capabilities. So to me, think about future pandemics that come into play. Well, INO Pharmaceuticals will definitely be contacted, at least from a government standpoint, to help with any pandemics, to be proactive to protect the public health. And with the current state of INO Pharmaceuticals, the DNA vaccine INO 4800 currently is on a partial clinical hold, but from what I know, it seems as though the company may have already provided feedback on the questions that FDA had on the partial clinical hold. So I feel like the company is working night and day right now trying to get those answers resolved, and it's back onto FDA's plate to respond back at the latest 30 days. But given the context of where we are right now, even with the president being infected with the COVID-19, I feel like the FDA will respond back without undue delay and will respond back in a prompt manner with respect to the manufacturer that's producing the DNA vaccine INO 4800. Okay, and to me, the current share price right now is a great buying opportunity for you to just invest and just set it and forget it, because this company has 12 different DNA immunotherapies right now that's being clinically evaluated, and there's one product line, the RRP vaccine, that was just approved for orphan use designation. And what that means is, in the United States, you must have less than 2,500 people that have this disease state, and FDA has granted INO Pharmaceuticals for using that DNA on RRP patients. And that just tells you right there the trust and respect is building up between the regulator and the manufacturer, and that is just going to be in line with when INO 4800 and the VGX 3100 is going to get into the phase 3 for approval. Now, what I know is the VGX is very promising, and it will likely get approval first before the INO 4800 because it's already in the phase 3, and we shall hear more news release on VGX coming this quarter, and that alone can significantly contribute to the increase in the share price, and not just INO 4800 vaccine alone. And to me, current share price is at $12. I feel like it can definitely hover back up into the mid 30s within the next month or 2 months, and we can potentially see increase in the share price up to the $50 share price range, possibly by end of year. But I'm not going to be selling or making any transactional moves. Once the company hits $80 to $100, that's when I will start planning on making some investment decision making there. All right, and that's INO Pharmaceuticals. Let's not ignore its current share price right now, because I'm going to tell you that this company will add value to your investment portfolio. Let's say if you get it at a low cost average right now. And for those who are at a high cost average, dollar costing down right now is the best way to bring down your average cost. And once the share starts reversing the trend where it starts going upward, then you will gain on positive proceeds. Now, next up I wanted to go through is iBio by the ticker IBIO. This company is a plant-based company working on a vaccine as well, and that's different from all other companies where they have unique technologies. But this company is leveraging the use of plant-based technology to come out with collagens and to get that into the vaccine. Now, the company has two potential products, the iBio 200, which is a VOP virus-like particle, and iBio 201 is for the lichen proprietary protein vaccine that they are working on. But based on the preclinical data, it's looking very promising, at least for the iBio 201, and I foresee that the IND submission to the FDA will likely be accepted soon, and we may hear entry into phase 1 clinical trials, and that will be a big milestone for iBio. And I feel like external funding may likely come in place in parallel, and that's just going to be very good news for iBio. We haven't heard much from this company, but when it shot up to like the $7 share price range, which was its prior resistance, it's been tumbling down to like 170. Now it's establishing ground at the $2. When can it go back up to its prior resistance? That's just a matter of time. And the fact that we know DARPA had created iBio to begin with, then we know DARPA will get support from the government and will funnel investments into iBio to prepare us for the future with global pandemics. And we haven't heard much of IBM being leveraged, right? So there's lots of work going on right now, I'm sure, with iBio, all of the support systems that they have in place, and how do you bridge the gap between science and technology. And seems like IBM is one helping hand to help out a company like iBio with its philanthropy efforts to come out with advanced medicine to help us all, you think about it. So that's why you should be investing on companies like this when the share price is much lower than what it was previously. All right, next up I wanted to share with you is ONVO by the ticker ONVO. I like this company so much because it's changing the game for what it's trying to do in the future to break away from traditional clinical requirements, such as, you know, doing like toxicity testing on livers. Well, instead of having to do it on a real liver, then you can actually just do it on an artificial liver, and that's what this company makes. And what I really like about this company and why I trust it so much is that ARK Investments also trusts ONVO, and that's why I have my money parked in ONVO as well. I've been invested in this company since 2013, so which is 7 years ago, and I'm still not giving up on this company because I feel like it just takes time with companies that are trying to advance the way they're doing it, right? I mean, to change the way that the process works, at least for like clinical trials, that is very big. And with the recent stock split, the share price was like hovering at the double-digit share price range after doing the calculation, but it's gone down to like $6.07, which was like close to half of the share price when it did its stock split. But I feel like the share price is trending upward right now, and you can definitely capitalize on like a 30% gain, 50, 100% gain once it goes back up to its prior resistance at the time when it did the stock split. Now that's ONVO, and I feel like, you know, most people don't really like investing in these companies, but I'm just thinking from a financial standpoint, it can definitely add value from return on cash flow perspective. Next up I wanted to share with you is ILMN, and that is the ticker ILMN. They are a DNA sequencer company, a very large scale company, but I feel like this is a value add investment because previously the company shot down significantly with its share price. So if you were to buy the company shares at a discount, it will likely V-shape back up. Because why? This company is very big, right? And when big companies exist, it already has economies of scale established already, so you don't have to worry about the company going out of business. This company will likely continue to hover up, and I know that the share price will pass the 400 share price range, but when? That may go into Q1 of 2021. So that's ILMN, and I really like just diversifying on small scale companies as well as large scale cap companies, and ILMN is one company to consider with its innovative products, at least in the DNA sequencing sector of life sciences. Now, next up I wanted to share with you is APHA by the ticker APHA. Yesterday the share price just shot up close to like 15%. Now why? I just feel like the demand for the green market is going to change. We already know it's established in Canada, and we see the positive benefits there with how it's expanding globally and exporting out to areas like Europe as well as Latin America. And soon enough, APHA may likely start developing processes with the United States as well, where we'll start seeing exports from Canada and imported into the United States. And to me, I feel like APHA is definitely a value add investment because it's trending in the right direction right now, and the current share price is low. You could have got it at like $4, but now it's getting close to $5. But hey, will it end there? If you look 2 years back in terms of where the share price was from where it is now, you'll notice that the share price, if it goes back up to its prior resistance 2 years ago, then that's back in the double-digit share price range. So you can do the math to see what is the potential gain on positive proceeds with a company like APHA. I really like the CEO of this company, and I feel like in the long term in Canada, eventually you may have APHA being like a standalone or consolidated with another large-scale company. But in most cases, I'm sure later down the line in Canada, you'd be able to hand count all the known main quality companies in this sector. Now that's APHA, and I feel like if you park your money there right now, which is what I'm also doing, then you can definitely gain on the positive proceeds. And I'm not selling until I'm satisfied with like a double-digit share price range. Okay, that's APHA. Next up I wanted to share with you is Pacific Ethanol by the ticker PEIX. Now this company was previously, the share price was hovering at $1, and the fact that we know there's such a high demand on just sanitizers, that's why the employee count size at this Sacramento-based company has like an employee size of 500-600 to support what the demand needs for sanitizer, and that's why PEIX is doing so well just recently. And today it's gone up again as well, and now it's hovering at the $8 share price range. Question is, can it continue to make a run? I am a firm believer that it can, because what's going to stop it now, right? I mean, people just want to feel clean. It's a necessity. It's not a want. These are needed items in place. So that's how I tend to think of it. Is it a want product or is it a need product? And most biotech products are needed products, right? Because it's health related. And that's why PEIX is just doing so well right now, because you need sanitizers for just daily living, just to keep clean and prevent yourself from getting sick. So that's PEIX. Next up, I wanted to share with you is Piedmont Lithium by the ticker PLL, and that's my last ticker I wanted to share with you. And today the share price gone up close to like 24%, and it just seems like lithium right now is just one of the hot topics. And if you add in like, you know, commodities like lithium or like PEIX into your investment strategy, that just diversifies your own way of investing, and it may add value to your investment portfolio. But I'd consider just monitoring, right? Because what if tomorrow it starts going down because of its high RSI, whether it's overbought or oversold? But just kind of monitor the relative strength index, right? If it's below, if it's between 80 to 20, or is it below the 20 RSI, and is it above the 80 RSI? That can give you an indicator if it's overbought or oversold. Now, the question is, can it continue to go up? I feel like it definitely can. And we all know that just the demand for lithium batteries is just going to increase right now, right? So that's definitely going to add value in all sectors of the game. Now, those are the tickers I wanted to share with you, and I hope that this video was value add for you, in that you can start strategizing and just start picking certain companies that you like and adding it to your investment portfolio. So overall, I hope that you gain from this, and if you haven't done so, please hit the like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel for more related content. Thank you so much for watching another episode at Investing with All I See Is W. Let's win, guys. Thank you.